So you have only 15 minutes today and cannot do a full-fledged workout session. What do? It is important to keep up with the momentum of your body mobility even if you cannot spend a full 1 hour for your session. Also, if you're a beginner and just starting, you would want to do basic body mobility exercises before jumping into medium or high intensity exercises. So in either of the cases, this video might be useful to you, and this video includes basic warm-up exercises and few basic workouts at the end. Do around just 10 reps of each exercise, and at the end you should feel like you have achieved basic full body mobility. So warm-up is basically dynamic stretching of your muscles based on all the functional movements that are designed or that are allowed at a particular joint. This is the first neck mobility exercise. Look down completely and then look up to the ceiling. Second neck mobility exercise, wherein you look to the sides and try to match your chin with your shoulder here. Third neck mobility exercise, move neck to lateral sides. You should feel the stretch on either sides of the neck properly. This is a full neck rotation. Perform this as slowly as possible. Coming to shoulder mobility exercises, isolate your shoulders and circle them in full range of motion. Perform this in both the directions. This is circular arm movement, where you will start off with smaller diameters and proceed towards full circular range, and then reverse the direction simultaneously, reducing the circling diameter. This is another circling movement with your elbows bent. Try to do full range of motion with your elbow pointing straight up at the top. This is a calf raise with coordinated arm movement for calves and upper body mobility. This is another version of the previous exercise, which is a very good opener for the upper body. This is a spine twist for core and spine mobility. Keep your shoulders and elbows wide enough to feel the proper warm-up. This comprises of many movements, majorly including mobility of shoulders and spine. This is a dynamic side stretch. Try to stretch until the upper elbow points to the ceiling. Coming to hip mobility exercises, first is the hip rotation. Try to minimize the upper body movement while doing this exercise. Perform this in both the directions. Side leg raises is another hip mobility exercise. Again, try not to shift your upper body too much onto the sides when raising your leg. Front leg raises is another hip mobility exercise. Try not to shift your upper body to the back. This is another very effective hip mobility exercise for hip circumduction movement. If you need support for this movement, please take help of a wall to do this. This is mobility exercise for hip flexors along with forward bend movement. Place your glutes low enough to feel the stretch in the flexors. Squats is a basic warm-up exercise for your quads, glutes, and in fact the whole lower body.
If you're not comfortable with full squats like this, please go ahead with mini or half squats. This is the mobility exercise for your hamstrings and spine. Pace out the speed with which you bend down. Slow it down if you're doing it for the first time. This is another one for your hamstrings and spine. Again, do at a much slower pace if you're doing it for the first time. This is mobility exercise involving your calves. Please make sure the back foot is completely on mat and in the same direction as the front foot. This is when you feel the actual calf warm-up. Rotate your wrists in full range of motion. Do not do this in a hurry as wrists are important too. Rotate your ankles in full range of motion. Do this on both sides.
We often tend to perform wrist and ankle warm-up in a hurry, but these are really important joints which help us in each and every pose that we try to attain when doing yoga or when doing basic exercises like planks. For example, in a plank, you're on your palms and on your toes. That means your wrists and ankles are the two joints that really help you to maintain in a plank. Similarly, this applies to innumerable number of body weight workouts and poses. Now let us see a few basic exercises that you can add to the previous warm-up set to feel the completion of full body mobility by the end of your session.